Welcome back to In-Laws and Crime.
In-Laws and Crime. I am Megan.
I'm Ashley. This is our 8th episode.
Oh, it is.
I know.
It'll feel really weird when we're like, this is our 108th episode.
Yeah. 100 episodes. Don't say that. That sounds exhausting.
Wow.
Like we're trying to figure out how to get these together like in such a short time frame, thinking of the 100th one.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot of cases.
Stresses me out.
It's a lot of cases. Well, welcome back. And today is Ashley's episode.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I know nothing.
Yes.
I know nothing.
I know. I'm very excited to bring you Cowboy Bob.
Cowboy Bob. That's the only thing I've been seeing on our little thing.
On our notes.
Episode 8, Cowboy Bob.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, Cowboy Bob.
Okay, real quick. Megan, do you want to adjust the camera because your head is cut off?
I have a cut off head right now.
You're taller than me.
I know. I feel like everyone, that we are new to this one still, as everybody knows, but our camera, I feel like it's different every time. Still haven't figured that out. So
Yeah.
bear with us.
Yeah.
Okay. So our little crime corner that we were going to start.
Oh, I'm glad you remembered because I completely forgot. Or did you remember?
I did remember.
Okay, but I
but I only have one little thing. The guy that shot was it Jacksonville?
Mm-hmm.
He was apprehended
He was literally after we recorded. So we recorded on Wednesday.
that night.
Yeah. He was found like Wednesday or Thursday.
Mhm,
So anyway, but I'm glad because I know the residents of Jacksonville were nervous.
Terrified.
And,
Yeah, he was apprehended. So that's good. And then I did want to have a little correction for my episode. I think at the end of it, you asked how old Justin Fuller was, and I think I said 18, and he was. Oh no, I think I said 19, and he was actually 18. So he was 18. And then I said something about the Texas state law being 18 and under. It's actually 17 and up in Texas.
As an adult?
As an adult.
Oh.
You're tried as an adult in the state of Texas as 17 and up, because I looked it up. And then I looked it up again on the way here because I wanted to make double sure. So 17 and up, because I was thinking 18 and up or 18 and under. I couldn't remember. 17 and up. Tried as an adult
for making corrections, my husband jumped all over me when I was flip-flopping between saying Tyler PD and the sheriff's department. And while they all work together, he's like, they're very different. Patrick Horn. And okay, and in my defense, Patty Horn was committing crimes in the county and in the city. So that
he was all over the place.
He was all over the place. But he's like, that's like mixing up the Marine Corps and the Army. He's like, you don't do it. Yeah. He's like, we all fight under the same flag, but you don't mix them up. So I'm sorry that I didn't give the right credit where credit was due.
So
but
those are...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? We're learning.
Yeah. So anyways, that was our crime corner and our corrections corner of the podcast. So there we go.
Okay. Well, let's jump into it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Okay. So we're talking today about Cowboy Bob.
Cowboy Bob. Here we go.
Before we get into who Cowboy Bob is, I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about a woman named Peggy Jo Tallis.
Oh, what a name.
Peggy Jo.
Peggy Jo Tallis.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So Peggy Jo lived in the Dallas area.
Okay.
She was a wild, free-spirited girl.
We love it.
I know. She had dirty blonde, curly hair and bright green eyes and a big smile. And she followed no rules.
Oh, nice.
No rules.
A wild Texas woman.
Yeah, literally. So she was the youngest of 3 kids. And when she was 4 years old, unfortunately, she lost her dad to cancer. Mm. So her mom had to go to work and to support the family.
Okay.
So Peggy Jo's older sister, Nancy, was a majorette in high school. And then her brother, Pete, played on the district's championship basketball team. So a little bit about them.
Okay.
But Peggy dropped out of high school in 10th grade because she said, life's too short to spend any more time.
Stay wild.
Life's too short to spend any more time in school.
What year was this? What is this?
This would have been in the, I know that would have been wrong. Glad I put that in my notes. Jacob asked me the same thing. This would have been in the 60s.
60s. Got it. Okay.
So a little bit about Peggy Jo from her friend Karen. She said Peggy Jo once drove them all around just looking for stray dogs to adopt.
My kind of lady.
I know. We're gonna love Peggy Jo.
Oh.
And then they ended that night at the Yellow Belly drag strip watching cars race.
Yellow Belly drag strip.
Yes. And then she said one day Peggy Jo just wanted to see what life was like out in California. So she just got in her car and took off one day.
Oh, Peggy.
I know. She was just all over the place.
Gone with the wind.
Yes. So, did I pull a Megan and flip my notes?
You probably did.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
So when Peggy was in her 20s, she got her own apartment in North Dallas and she started working as a receptionist at the Marriott Hotel.
Okay.
Where she met her work bestie, a girl named Cherry.
So she's back from California. She came back to Texas.
She got her own apartment.
Yep.
And now she's working at the hotel as a receptionist.
Nice.
So her and Cherry went out
Cherry.
Her and Cherry went out every single night, and they always were driving around in Peggy Jo's burgundy Fiat.
Yes.
So Cherry said that Peggy Jo loved to race cars from stoplight to stoplight and just wilding out.
Oh my gosh.
And they would hit all the nightclubs in Dallas on Greenville Avenue. So it was places called Soul City, The Fog, and the Filling Station.
Oh my gosh.
And they would hit. And so when they were at the bars, their thing was they wanted to play pool. They drank Coors Light and they flirted with all the men.
I want to be their, I want to go back to the 60s and be their friend.
I know. So they also were always at concerts. So they loved to see the Doors, the Doobie Brothers. They went and saw the Rolling Stones.
Yes,
they were just living the best life.
Nice.
Okay.
And she had great music taste, apparently.
She did. Yeah. She loved her some rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cherry said one of her favorite movies that she made her watch all the time was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. So I'll be honest with you, I've never seen it.
I saw it, but I was very little.
Okay. So if you haven't seen it, then just to fill you in, it stars Paul Newman and Robert Redford. And the movie tells a story about a famous bank and train robbing duo who lived the last of their days in the Old West. And they were kind of like Robin Hood characters. So they were robbing the rich and feeding the poor.
Yes, I do remember that.
So that was kind of their MO. So keep that in mind.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Noted.
So according to Cherry, Peggy Jo had no plans of getting married immediately, getting married or having kids. Mm-hmm. She was just living the life. All she cared about was making enough money to live the life that she had.
Okay.
So, and just enough left over to
have fun.
Yes. And her favorite restaurant, this was a throwback to me, El Phoenix.
I still love El Phoenix.
I know. Ours shut down.
Yeah, it did. There's one, I think, on the way. I think there's one in Texarkana, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe we stop there sometimes. And there's one in Dallas.
Yes. No, that's the one I remembered.
We recently went to that El Phoenix, me and my girlfriends.
Just as delicious as always.
It slapped so hard. Oh, those sour cream enchiladas, my friend, shout out Nora, we devoured those things.
Yeah.
It was, El Phoenix was so good.
So I know I was right there with her.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a girl we would be vibing with all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So let me tell you, her life goal was to one day live in Mexico near the beach so that she could just live her life in a swimsuit every day.
Oh, that's my husband's same dream. Drew Sharon's same dream.
Yes.
Live in Mexico and live in a hut on the beach, I guess.
Yes.
I don't know.
So one night while Peggy Jo and Cherry are out riding the streets, they pass a Wells Fargo armored truck. And Peggy Jo goes, if I could rob that truck, I could just live life for a while and not have to work.
Oh, no, Peggy.
No. And Cherry says, girl, you would need a gun. And she's like, nah, I'm way too smart. I would never carry a gun.
Oh, no, Peggy. We're going down a bad path.
Well, we still love her, though.
Okay.
There's at no point do we hate Peggy Jo, I promise you.
Oh, okay, good.
She's not a Betty Beats.
Oh, God, ain't hardly anybody.
Anywho, so the two laughed the night away, and Cherry also said that Peggy Jo was a feisty girl. So one night while she was racing people from stoplight to stoplight, she got pulled over for speeding, and she laughed in the cop's face, ripped up the ticket, and took off.
Oh,
yeah.
That is, yeah, okay.
Yes. And then one night, also while they were out, Peggy Jo and Cherry got in a little spat.
Okay.
And Cherry walked down the street to another bar to cool off. But Peggy Jo left the bar, saw a truck parked in the street that was unlocked with the keys in the ignition, and she stole it.
Peggy! Oh, my.
Yes. Okay. So the police caught up with her, and she eventually pleaded guilty.
Yeah.
And she was charged with 5 years of being on probation for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle.
Peggy.
So no jail time. Yes.
Well, good for her. No jail time.
Right. So while she was wild and free, she was not without disappointment, though. In the mid-70s, she told her friends that she hadn't fallen in love with a man.
Mm-hmm. As one does.
But unfortunately, a few months into the relationship, it fizzled out. And here's why.
Oh, no.
Peggy Jo drove to Dallas to surprise her man. And she saw his car. This is so wild to me. She saw his car parked in front of a business. And she's like, oh, I'm going to, go say hello.
Uh-huh.
And she sees a woman getting into the driver's side of her boyfriend's car. And Peggy Jo's like, So she goes up and she approaches the woman. And she's like, who are you and what are you doing? And the woman's like, getting in my husband's car. Devastated. She was devastated. She had no idea she was dating a married man.
What a horrible way to find out.
Yeah, for both of them.
Oh, yeah.
So it didn't go into the conversation that the two women had, but I assume she's like, yeah, you need to check your husband because we've been dating for like months. Like I assume like girl code that happened.
I would hope.
But yeah, I would hope too. But yeah, so she was devastated. So we'll see that that's literally the last time that Peggy really interacts with a man.
Oh, well, hey. That'll do it.
So, yes. So not long after that, she moved into an apartment in Irving, which is just a little suburb of Dallas. Mm-hmm. And she moved in with her mother, who had was battling a degenerative bone disease.
Oh,
yes. So Peggy found a new job close to the apartment, working at a computer factory, and she also worked for a mobile home construction company.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Doing it.
And while she didn't work with Cherry anymore, they were still friends. They were still hanging out.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So a couple years passed, and now it's 1984.
Oh, the 80s.
And Peggy Jo is now 40 years old.
Oh, okay.
Unmarried, no children.
A spinster. As they say. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So she found, at this point in her 40s, she switched careers and she started working for like a delivery company called the Pony Express Courier Service. And she moved her and her mom, Helen, to an apartment in Garland where she could be closer to her brother and her sister and her nieces and nephews. Okay. So a couple more years passed and Peggy had started to have her own medical issues and she had injured her back and she ended up having an emergency mastectomy and ended up staying in bed for a few weeks. So it didn't go into what she had, like if I assume it was cancer. Mm-hmm. Her dad died of cancer and unfortunately, I'll say it later too, but unfortunately her sister dies of breast cancer later on. Goodness. So I assume that it was something like that.
Yeah.
So anywho, and Peggy Jo was also had to be put on anti-anxiety meds because she was stressing about life between her mom's illness and just Peggy's stuff going on.
Yeah.
She's like, we're barely making it.
Yeah. That's a lot.
She's also not one to like ask for a handout. So Peggy Jo's like, I'm going to find a way out of this.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So this is where we see Peggy Jo start problem solving. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I want to make note because it's mentioned throughout the entire things that I was reading that Peggy Jo was a very neat person. So like every day she got up, she made her bed. There wasn't a wrinkle in it. All of her clothes were always neatly hung. Everything was super organized. So she was a very like neat.
We love a neat queen.
A neat individual. Mm-hmm, and so on a typical day for Betty.
Typically we love a neat queen.
True.
Because Betty Beats was kind of neat as well. So
Betty. Mm-hmm. So a little bit of insight into how her day got started with her mom. So every morning she would get her mom up and she would make her mom breakfast. And then when she was finished, she would take her mom back to her bed where she would prop her up and give her mom one of her little favorite novels to read. And then Peggy Jo would get herself ready for the day.
Okay.
So Peggy Jo's breakfast consisted of a cigarette. And Pepsi out of a coffee mug.
Yes.
But that bothered me a little bit. I'm like, I can't imagine. I'm like, I couldn't. No, thank you. No Pepsi out of a coffee mug for me.
Yeah.
So, and she was a casual dresser. So normally her attire consisted of just a casual blouse, slacks. And I just pictured all the pleats.
Yeah. Yes.
All the pleats and the slacks.
Pleats.
Yes. Slacks and loafers. That was kind of her go-to outfit. For
Interesting. I'm envisioning her because when you're saying like describing her personality and stuff, I'm envisioning her being kind of eccentric.
Yeah.
Dressed.
No, she's not.
How nice. Okay.
She's
interesting.
Not. So, but today we're in May 1991 now because it's been a few years,
90s.
Right? Yes.
Here we go.
1991.
We know how the 90s. We were talking about this last
people were rolling
episode.
In the 90s. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So today she changes her wardrobe up a little bit. She pulls out a pair of dark men's pants, a dark man's shirt.
Oh, no.
A leather jacket. She gets dressed. She puts this getup on. She puts a towel in the front of her shirt to make herself look like she had a little bit of a dad bod, if you will.
Oh, Peggy. I think I know where this is going.
At the top of her closet is a mannequin head that holds a cowboy hat and has a beard pinned to it. She takes it out.
My mind is exploding right now.
So she takes this down. She goes into the bathroom. She puts adhesive across her face and puts the beard on, puts the cowboy hat on, slides on a pair of gloves, and slides on a pair of oversized men's boots. And so how she got away with the oversized boots was she stuffed like socks and stuff in them so that they would fit and not clomp around on her.
Oh, man. Okay.
So Peggy then, she sneaks by her mom's room and is like, I'll be right back.
Oh, I'll be back in a minute. Bye, Mom.
Yes. And then she slips out the door.
Gonna run an errand.
Yeah. She climbs into her 1975 two-door Pontiac Grand Prix. And she drives to American Federal Bank.
In Dallas?
In Irving.
Oh, in Irving. Gotcha.
Okay.
Forgot we're in Irving. Gotcha.
She enters the bank. She's greeted by the teller who's like, hello, sir. How can I help you today? Peggy doesn't answer. She walks up to the teller counter, slides a note across the table, across the counter, and it says, this is a bank robbery. Give me your money. No marked bills. No die packs. I forgot to say this too. Peggy had on gigantic sunglasses.
Oh,
yeah.
My
so
goodness.
She had big, gigantic sunglasses on.
Okay. So they definitely thought this was a man.
Yes. So the teller, scared and in training, they tell you don't argue with
Give
them. Don't
them
fight.
the money.
Give them what they ask for. Yeah, save yourself. It's not whatever's in the drawer is not worth it.
Right.
So that's what the teller did. She gives Peggy Jo the money in her drawer, and Peggy puts it in a satchel, tips her little hat. Well, if you don't know, a tipping of the cowboy hat is our boys' sign language for thank you.
Yeah. Or howdy.
Or howdy. Either one, it works. Yeah, all those things. So, and she just casually walks out of the bank, gets in her car, drives home, takes off her getup.
Wow.
And makes her and her mom lunch.
Wow. Okay. Peggy took a damn twist.
I mean, okay. So I wanted to touch on that. So, because this is so interesting to me how she handled this, because if you're caught up on all of our episodes, if you listen to Patrick Horn and the bank robberies that they did, that was wild. It was unplanned. It was chaotic. It was stolen vehicles.
People running in different directions.
Guns blazing, screaming, just no real thought. Their head on a swivel kind of, thing. And then just fleeing the scene in panic.
Yeah.
And Peggy was like just little gentle thief.
Calm.
No weapon, no threats. Just literally a disguise and a note.
Wow. That's insane.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Wow.
Yes.
And I'm thinking she's on anti-anxiety medication.
So
that could help a lot.
It really could have.
Ain't nothing rattling her right now.
No.
My goodness. That's crazy.
But think about too how clever she was, because she cross-dressed. Let's start there.
Yeah.
And then she covered every part of her.
Yeah.
And the cowboy hat would have shielded her from surveillance cameras.
Yeah.
And then, the getup on the face. So she was like...
She'd been thinking about this for a long time.
For a long time.
When Cherry was like, you would need a weapon. And she's like, I don't need no weapon.
She's like, I'm
just
too
need
smart
a
for a
good
weapon.
disguise.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was nailing it.
Wow.
I know. Okay, fun fact. Only 5% of bank robberies are committed by women.
I was just about to say, And what's really strange to me is she's a woman doing this.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yeah. So 95% are committed by men.
Wow.
I know. Wow. All right. So this bank robbery is assigned to local FBI agent Steve Powell. So he's studying the surveillance footage and he's like, the cowboy hat. Off. He's like, the cowboy hat's on backwards.
And Peggy,
I know. And
you should be able to know that.
I know. Texan fail.
Yeah.
And he noticed, he's like, and the beard looks kind of fake to me.
Yeah.
But at no point did he think he wasn't dealing with a man. He thought for sure he was dealing with a dude.
It was a man. Okay.
So, right. So he's like, okay, we're investigating this cowboy robber. They get nothing, by the way. So this was in May 1991. It's a cold case. They don't know who did it.
Wow.
We're December 1991.
Okay.
Peggy Jo strikes again.
I need more money.
Yes. Yeah. Dressed in the same getup. She stole $1,200 from the Savings of America, also located in Irving.
Okay.
But this time, we have an eyewitness that was able to get a license plate number.
Oh.
So Steve Powell was like, bingo. Yeah. I'm going to get him.
Yeah.
They run the plates. They figure out who it belongs to, and they go to this lady's house. They knock on the door, and they're like, where have you been all day? She's like, right here. I haven't gone anywhere today. And they're like, well, your car was involved in a bank robbery today. She's like, that's impossible. I literally have not left. And so she takes them to her garage to show them her car and, or to the driveway. I'm sorry, not the garage. Guess what's missing?
The car.
The license plate.
Oh,
she had just stolen the license plate. I also want to make note how clever that was because, again,
wait, what? So Peggy took a random person's license plate. Damn.
I know. This girl has thought about it.
Wow.
Okay, so that brings me to another point, though, because remember, Patrick Horn, they were trying to steal cars to commit the robberies and have to ditch the car. Well, all Peggy had to do was change the plate out. I know. She was so clever.
It always amazes me sometimes how smart these
criminals
people are. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, some of them. A lot of them are dumb as rocks. But
so remember, she was driving a Grand Prix with the lady drove a Chevy, something or other.
Okay, gotcha.
So it didn't match at all.
Okay.
A month later, our girl hits it again.
Man, on a roll.
Yes, this time she's on the other side of Dallas, and she hits Texas Heritage Bank in Garland and gets about $3,000.
Man, okay.
So when I was telling this to Jacob, he's like, "Man, bank robbers are not that lucrative." He's like,
"Yeah."
I was like, "Well, we'll get there."
Yeah,
Peggy hits big.
Yeah,
she hits big in a minute.
She's working herself up there. Okay.
So now it's May 1992. And she was able to rob $5,300 from Nations Bank that was in Mesquite this time.
Oh, okay.
During the robbery, again, because she's doing this all with notes, not saying a word, okay? And saying no die packs, no marked bills, nothing. Well, she took the time to go through the bills, I guess, and she found that the teller had dropped a die pack into the money bag. And so Peggy Jo just takes it out of the bag, politely slides it across the counter, tips her hat, and heads out.
Oh, that gave me goosebumps to be that teller and be like, I'm just going to slip one in there.
Yeah.
And then she goes through it and you're like, don't find it. And then she's like, I found it.
Yeah.
You can have that back.
And if you're not familiar with a die pack, that is literally what it is. It sits on a little charging plate in your teller drawer, and it's got fake bills on the top and the bottom. And you throw it in when a robbery happens if you feel comfortable. And when they cross the threshold of the bank, the die pack explodes. It runs all the money in the bag and hopefully covers your robber.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what a die pack is, that's what it is.
And that die stays on the robber skin for like a long time, apparently.
Does it?
I think so, because there's some other case that I had heard about, and that dye like stains your skin pretty good. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. So, okay. So at this point, Steve Powell has now named Peggy Jo Cowboy Bob. So that's how she got her name.
Wow.
Cowboy Bob. But at this point, Powell's like, man, I'm about to pull my hair out. He's like, this is a quote. How could this thin, little dried up cowboy be whipping us all this bad time and time again?
Because it's not a boy.
It's a clever girl.
It's a little girl.
All right. So now we're in September of 1992.
Okay.
Cowboy Bob robbed First Gibraltar Bank of Mesquite and got away with $1,700.
Okay.
Okay. Stay with me. As the guys are investigating the robbery at First Gibraltar, another bank is robbed a mile away.
Oh, no.
And this time, the robber got away with $13,000.
Oh.
Yes. I should have done the conversion of what that would have been in the 90s, but it would have been a lot.
Oh, I was about to grab my phone. I was going to do it real quick.
In the description of the man that robbed the second bank, it was First Interstate Bank, was by a man with a beard and a cowboy hat and a leather coat and gloves. So we know it's our girl. She hit 2 banks in one day.
Yeah, in a matter of hours.
Okay. But this is where her first mistake was made.
Oh, no, Peggy.
I know. Witnesses were able to get the license plate this time.
Like the actual license
plate.
Oh, no.
Of the Pontiac Grand Prix. And they ran the plate numbers and it came back to Pete Tallis. Now, if you remember, Pete is Peggy Jo's older brother.
Oh, Peggy.
Yes. That was her first mistake. She didn't take the time to steal a license plate.
Oh, no.
I know. So,
and you're implementing your brother.
Right.
Not great.
So Peggy, the FBI agents are like, okay, let's go check this guy out. It's probably another fake plate, but let's check it out. So they go and they track her, Pete down at his job. He worked for an auto parts store. And they're like, hey, do you own this, whatever Grand Prix? And he goes, yeah, but I gave that to my mom and my sister because they needed a car to be able to get back and forth to work and doctor's appointments. He's like, and they couldn't afford one. So I gave them one. And they're like, yeah, that car was just involved in a bank robbery, 2, in fact. And Pete's response was, and I quote, bullshit, that car can't go fast enough. And the FBI agents were like, well, apparently it does.
Yeah.
It goes just fast enough. So Pete gives the FBI agents Peggy Jo's address. So they pull up to her apartment and they see a woman in a t-shirt and shorts come out. And they're like,
and they're still looking for a man.
They're still looking for a man.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, hey, that must be Cowboy Bob's girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's what they think. They're like, let's tail her. Let's see if we can find out what she's doing.
Yeah.
So Peggy Jo, we're looking at Peggy Jo. She gets in her little Grand Prix and starts to leave. And so the FBI agents pull over and they're like, hey, how are you? She's like, good. How can I help you? And they're like, we need your name. She was very cooperative up front. And they said, your car was recently involved in a bank robbery. And so we're investigating it. And she's like, I've only left one time today and it was to get fertilizer. And they're like, okay. So she pops the trunk. Sure enough, there's a bag of fertilizer.
Was your fertilizer code for money?
Yeah. And he's like, well, we'd like to check your apartment because we think your boyfriend may be robbing banks. And she's like, yeah, there's no man at my apartment. It's just me and my ill mother.
Oh, no.
And they're like, yeah, well, we need to check it out.
Yeah.
And she kept pushing back. And they're like, yeah, no. We're going to check it out.
Yeah.
So FBI agents arrive at the apartment and they ring the doorbell and poor sickly Helen has to get up and make her way to the door. And remember, she's got the bone disease, so she's not feeling great.
Yeah.
And she opens the door, screams because they have their guns drawn already.
Whoops.
And they rush past her and start searching the house. And they're not finding any man or any signs of a man.
Yeah.
So Steve Powell's like, Peggy Jo, you're hiding something from me.
Yeah.
We know your car was involved. We've got witnesses all over the place that say they saw you. And she's like, there's no man here. Never has been. And it's like, you're lying. And then one of the FBI agents or whoever was investigating. Sorry. I'm pretty sure it was FBI. My bad.
We're going to get to the point where we're going to be like scared to
say anything.
I know. We're never going to care. We're going to mess up all the time.
Yeah. So one of the FBI agents looks in her closet and he sees the mannequin head with the cowboy hat and the beard pinned to it.
Oh, there's Bob.
Then he looks under the bed and sees a thing of cash hidden under the bed. So Steve's like, Peggy, you know more than what you're telling me.
Yeah.
And as he's chatting with her, all of a sudden, he sees adhesive across her face. He sees pieces of the adhesive.
Like the glue. Oh, no.
Yes. And I forgot to say this earlier, but she also would like powder her hair so that it was grayed. And he could see gray.
Oh, like when she was in Cowboy Bob attire. Gotcha.
Yes, sorry, I forgot that. That was important too. So he sees the gray in her hair that's not supposed to be there and the adhesive across her face. And his quote was, I'll be damned. He said, Peggy Jo, turn around. You're under arrest. And he reads her rights and he takes her to jail.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be damned.
I'll be damned. So, yes. Okay. Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
No, you're fine.
So when he gets to the station, he's like, Steve, when he gets to the station, he's like, gentlemen, Cowboy Bob is actually Cowboy Babette.
Cowboy Babette.
Yes. And the newspapers, of course, have a field day with this,
I guarantee you.
And they hunt down Peggy Jo's family and they're trying to interview them, but nobody would talk, but nobody knew anything.
Yeah.
Her family had no clue.
Oh, I bet that was a slap in the face.
I was shocked. They had no idea. And when they were trying to like talk to her mother just was like, what? Peggy Jo was what? She was robbing what? Like nobody knew.
I'm sure they thought they got it wrong.
I don't know, but yeah, they were, all so confused. Yes. So Steve Powell, realizing he's got literally the case of a lifetime, he's like, I'm going to dig into Peggy Jo. I need to find out what she studied, how she figured this out. She has been evading.
A mastermind.
Yeah. He's like, I need to know.
Yeah.
And so she refused to talk to him. She's like, yeah, no, I'm not giving you anything. She also wouldn't talk to her attorney.
Oh. Okay.
So they bring in a guy named Richard Smith, who is a psychologist who specializes in evaluating criminals. And so he sits down and she eventually admits that she decided to start robbing banks to pay for her mother's medications and medical bills. That was her motivation. But she certainly had no intention of robbing a second bank, a third bank, a fourth bank, all the banks.
Yeah. I didn't intend to rob all the banks.
Yeah. And all this in classic, she's dragging on a cigarette. Just classic Peggy Jo.
I also need Pepsi and a coffee mug if you have it.
Yes. So Schmidt said he could not take his eyes off of her. He said up until this point, he had interviewed approximately 50 bank robbers, all of them male. He had never interviewed what he described as a nice, normal-looking woman who crossed her legs while she talked to him.
A lady,
if you will. She said, so why did you keep robbing banks? And she never would answer him. She just would shrug her shoulders and not say anything.
Because I just liked the money.
Yep. Well, so
I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure that one out.
Right.
I think. If you have that motivation to take that step and then you do and you don't get caught, I don't think you're a criminal mastermind. I just think you're somebody that's desperate and you just want to see how long you can push it. I
guess.
I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, so nobody thought Peggy Jo was a threat. They're like, she gently robbed these people. She just asked for it.
Very gently.
She just slid over a note. She never threatened anyone, never carried a weapon, nothing. And so they're like, yeah, we really think this is a one-time thing for her. So she was only given 33 months in prison. That's it.
Wow.
So while she was serving her 33 months, she was approached by a true crime author who's like, I'd love to collaborate on a book with you, and I think we can sell it to Hollywood. And she refused. Yeah, he's like, I think we could make us a ton of money. And she's like, wouldn't do it. And I'm like, okay.
Wow.
But again, to me, this speaks about her character because you know why she didn't want to do it? She didn't want to put her family through any more than what she already had.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So she was thinking about her family and she was just like, no, my family has been through enough. I'm not going to do this to them. I'm not going to plaster the story everywhere.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just thought that was
that's
money,
interesting.
I know because money was what she needed, and she could literally solve all of her money problems. Move to Mexico, live in a little bikini like she wanted to, and she's like, I'm not going to do it.
Wow. So she was like really family oriented. Well, I mean, that was the whole reason to start this to begin with was
family,
mom.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly. So by the mid-90s, Peggy Jo's now out of prison, and she's back living with her mom. And to avoid neighbors, of course, at the apartment complex, she's like, Ma, we got to move again.
Yeah.
So her and her mom, they moved to Garland, which again is another suburb of Dallas. And at this point, her mom's been so ill, like she's shaking to the point she can't feed herself anymore. She can't hold silverware to feed herself.
That's tough.
So every night she has to give her mom a bath and put her to bed. And then the rest of her night consisted of watching Discovery Channel because she loved nature documentaries.
Smoking them cigs, watching them animals.
Learning about penguins and stuff,
I mean, that sounds like a great night.
I know. So she just lived this very quiet life after that. She worked for a little bit as a telemarketer. And then she worked for one of those, like back then, like, do you remember your mom getting all the catalogs to buy stuff out of? She worked for like a catalog place selling decorative items. And then later she got a job working at the marina at Harbor Bay Marina on Lake Ray Hubbard.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And Jacob said he's actually been there.
Oh, yeah, we have too.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Peggy Jo passed through there for a little bit.
Okay.
So her manager there, a lady named Susie Leslie, said that Peggy Jo was one of her best employees. She said that not once did the cash register drawer ever come up short on Peggy's shift.
I wonder if they knew her history.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
So she said, not once did her drawer ever come up short. And she said that Peggy was known to check on the poor customers in their community. Mm-hmm. She said, and if somebody was short for their bait, for minnows or whatever, that Peggy Jo would pull the money out of her own pocket.
Where are you getting that money from, Peggy? No, I'm kidding.
From a job.
Okay, good.
From a job. Because remember, Peggy not once didn't work. She always,
that's so true.
She job hopped a lot, but she always had a job.
She was always working, sometimes multiple jobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she said that there was a woman that would come in several times a week and they would fish off the docks. And Peggy would always go out and chat with her because she was fishing to feed her family. That's what she was there for.
Okay.
She was catching dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was also a deaf guy that would come in and Peggy Jo would take all the time that he needed to. They would handwrite notes back and forth to get everything that he needed while he was at the marina.
Aww.
And then there was another guy that was recently out of prison who was just down on his luck. And Peggy a couple times gave him money out of her pocket. And Susie was like, why do you keep giving money to this criminal guy? And her response was, and this is a quote, she said, well, we all got a past,
Amen, sister. Yes.
But she was just, that's who Peggy was. That's what I'm saying. At no point do we ever hate Peggy.
Yeah.
She was decent.
Poor decisions, but
she was a decent girl.
Yeah.
So occasionally at the end of her shift, a man would come ask her out on a date. He was always trying to get her to go to a place called the Weekends, which was a little restaurant and bar nearby. And she always politely turned him down. And so, we see that married man just ruined her.
Oh, poor Peggy.
I know. So she would always just politely decline and say maybe next time. She would sweep the floors and then she would go almost every evening and sit out on the dock and watch the sunset before she went home. I know, sounds like a great day.
I know.
Selling minnows and then watching the sunset.
I know. Dang.
Great.
She didn't have to move to Mexico.
Yes. No, she didn't. So a couple more years passed and Peggy Jo lost touch with her friends like Cherry and her friend like
just
Karen.
about to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is where her sister Nancy dies of breast cancer in December of 2022. Oh, I'm sorry. Her sister dies of breast cancer. Her mother, Helen, dies in 2002. She died at home in her sleep at the age of 83.
Okay, 2002. You said 2022.
Oh, my bad.
And I was like, wow, that's recent.
Wow.
Oldest.
Sorry.
The dirt.
2002.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. Helen died in her sleep at 83.
Oh.
Yes. And Peggy Jo was at her mother's bedside holding her hand. She said she could have put her in a nursing home a long time ago, but Susie said that Peggy Jo just wouldn't do that. She wanted her mom in her bed, in her comfort zone. And she didn't want to put her in a nursing home.
Yeah.
So, and not to mention, I can't imagine they could afford it.
Yeah, really. The nursing homes are expensive AF. So
yes. And so she was relieved that her mom was no longer in pain, but she couldn't talk about it without tearing.
Imagine.
So at Helen's funeral.
I'm sorry, if y'all can hear it, my tummy is roaring like a lion.
I've heard it a couple times.
I'm pretty sure it's because I'm drinking an energy drink, and that's what my tummy starts.
You need it.
Growling.
You need a snack.
I should have ate a little snack. Sorry.
That's okay. So, okay, I didn't say this earlier, but Peggy Jo and her brother had a fallen out. I'm sure over using the car he gave her to rob banks and the danger he put her mother in and all.
And I'm sure that shocked the crap out of him that she was robbing.
Yeah, I'm sure. And so at the funeral, though, they reconciled.
Oh, nice.
Which was good. Okay. So she later went to the annual Christmas dinner that Pete and his family always held. So this was, I guess, the first time in a long time she had been. And they just noted that she just loved and doted on all the kids. And they had a great time. And he said he was like, okay, what is your next move? What are your plans? And she's like, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. Yeah. And they kind of went on their way. But she never told Pete what her plans were.
Okay.
So it's the spring of 2004, and Peggy Jo approached a man at the marina who was selling an RV. And she gave him $5,900 in cash, and she said, I'll bring you the rest of it later. It was another $500 that she owed him. And this is when she told Susie that it was time for her to move on.
Oh, man.
Yep. She said she was going to put some money together and head either down to Padre Island or to Mexico, live on the beach like she had always wanted to. And she told Susie recalls this. She said, she told me I ought to come along with her while I had the chance before life ran out on us. And she said, I'll never forget her saying that before life ran out on us.
Oh.
So Peggy Jo sold or gave away all of her furniture in her townhome. She sold her old Volvo that she was driving at the time because I guess the Grand Prix was probably impounded.
Yeah. That thing was in...
now she'd be driving a Volvo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she carried her little potted plants because Peggy Jo loved a potted plant.
I do
we
too.
All? Makes you happy.
Uh-huh.
So she carried all of her little potted plants to her neighbor and just got in her RV and just drove away.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She parked at Lake Ray Hubbard for a bit, and she spent her days fishing, walking in the shoreline, watching the wildlife. And then on occasion, she would sit, drag on that cigarette, drink her Pepsi from a coffee cup, and listen to her rock and roll music.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Peggy.
So it's late summer 2004, and Peggy Jo called one of her old coworkers from the arena, a lady named Carla. And she said Carla had recently gone through breast cancer, and Peggy Jo checked on her almost every day.
Yeah.
And bought her little hats to wear when her hair started to fall out from chemotherapy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And Peggy Jo called to check in, and she was unable to reach Carla at the time, so she left a message. And the message said that she was doing okay. She was about to hit the road. And then she said to Carla, no matter what happens to me, always remember that I love you. I know.
That's not
well. So this
message
panicked Carla.
Yeah,
obviously. And so Carla's like, she's like, John, this is Carla's husband. She's like, I need you to go check on Betty. I mean, I'm sorry,
Betty Beats. No,
Peggy Jo.
Peggy.
Yeah, I need you to go check on Peggy Jo. So he drives out and cannot find her RV. So she's gone. He was too late. So where Peggy went kind of at the time, we're not really sure, but it was that people said they spotted her on Lake Texoma and Lake Lavon. Others said that she was driving her RV through various East Texas towns. And someone would say that they saw her in Tyler in October of 2004. Yep. Right about the same time that an odd bank robbery happened at a Guarantee Bank in Tyler, Texas on the southern edge of town.
Peggy.
According to the teller, the robber was an older man with a round stomach and a scraggly mustache. So we don't have a beard now, but we got a stash.
And we're not a cowboy anymore.
Yes, we're not a cowboy anymore. No, you're okay. Mm-hmm. This time he was wearing a dark floppy hat. Okay. Baggy clothes and gloves. He placed a green canvas bag on the counter and said, all your money, no bait bills, no blow up money.
And this is in Tyler.
This is in Tyler at
Holy
Guarantee
cow.
Bank. Mm-hmm. Then after receiving a stack of cash, he walked out of the bank down the street. No one got a glimpse of the getaway car. So one of the tellers did tell FBI that
it was an RV.
Yes. So one of the tellers did tell the FBI that he was struck by the softness in the robber's voice. So we've seen a change here. She spoke.
Oh no, Peggy.
Mm-hmm. And that it sounded a bit feminine. And the teller said that the robber's mustache appeared to be glued on, and then its stomach looked more padded than real.
And she's around.
So she's going to be in her 60s. Close to 60s at this point.
Dang, Peggy.
I know. So by this time, Steve Powell, our original guy, he's retired.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know that Peggy Jo had struck again.
Oh my goodness.
So he's actually retired. He's living out in a ranch in Lubbock. And get this, he taught classes to like officers and bank tellers how to spot a robber or a robbery taking place.
Wow.
Okay. So he was teaching them. And at the end of every session, he would pass around a picture of Cowboy Bob and tell the story.
Oh my gosh.
I know. This was like his nemesis. This was like his person, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, the FBI agents that were investigating this robbery brought in an older male suspect that they had thought was the robber, took a lie detector test, and he passed with flying colors. So they're like, okay, well, I guess you can go. So Peggy Jo's own family certainly had no suspicions that she had returned to this secret.
Well, and it's just her brother now, right?
Yes, it's just her brother and nieces and nephews.
Yeah, gotcha. His family. Okay.
Yes. So throughout the fall of 2004 and early months of 2005, she would call her family from payphones telling them she was doing fine. And one afternoon, she actually ran into her niece, Michelle, at a Walmart in Garland where Peggy Jo was picking up supplies, of course, her ciggies.
Yeah, and Pepsi's.
Paper towels and, just some meat. So, and Michelle said she seemed in good spirits and she seemed to be doing okay. And then in May of the same year, so we're in 2005, Pete Pete heard that she was actually parked her RV at a family's house on their little lake. He's like, oh, okay. She's in Kaufman City. He's like, I'm going to go see her.
Oh, okay.
So Pete drives out and they spend an hour or two together. And Peggy Jo had kept a box of all their old family photos. And so her and Pete just went through all their family photos. Yeah. And he said, we laughed. We had a great time. And she told me that she'd be packing up and leaving soon. And he said, before I left, I said, you okay, Peggy Jo? And she hugged him and said that she was happy. She was doing fine. And he said, okay, I'll see you later.
Oh.
The next morning, Peggy Jo woke up. She put on a black long sleeve shirt.
Her work uniform.
A pair of black pants. From a shelf, she grabbed a sandwich baggie full of makeup and applied lipstick and blush. And her hair was already graying naturally on its own. And where she went and she picked a pair of wide brim sunglasses and a big floppy hat.
Oh God, you're scaring me.
And then she slipped into the driver's seat of her RV and headed to Tyler.
Oh no.
She parked her RV at a Jack in the Box. And she walked across the street to Guarantee Bank, which is the bank she robbed previously.
Oh, dang.
The last one that she just robbed.
Interesting.
Holding a black satchel, she stood at the street corner waiting for the traffic light to change, and then she headed for the bank. She walked up to the teller. She said, "This is a robbery. I need all your money. Don't set the alarms." The teller, a young woman barely out of her teens, gave Peggy Jo everything she had in her drawer, which was $11,200.
Dang.
Yep. Now all she had to do was head to Mexico.
Oh God, you're scared.
Don't be scared. It's okay.
Don't be scared.
But in all of Peggy Jo's excitement for her, big haul in haste to leave the bank, she didn't check for the dye pack. So she's slipping. She's been slipping.
Well, yeah, she's freaking 60 something.
Yeah. So the dye pack exploded as she walked out the door, covering the money with red ink and coming out of the bag, of course. And so, of course, this caught attention everywhere.
Yeah.
So there was actually like a TXU worker who was up in like a cherry picker. So he had like a bird's eye view.
Oh, no.
And he starts screaming out, calling out to the people below that this woman just robbed a bank.
Oh, crap.
And then again, remember, she's having to cross traffic.
Yeah.
So she is, at the light and people see her with this bag of red cloud coming out of it. And so people are calling in on her. So a guy and a husband, wife, and their kids are in the car and they see this happening. And Chris and Courtney are the people's names. And Courtney's like, I think that lady just robbed the bank. And so Chris is like, tells his kids to stay down. And Courtney calls the cops. So get this, though. Get this. This comes from Steve. Steve.
Our father-in-law?
Our father-in-law,
okay.
Steve. Oh, I'm sorry. Not Steve Powell.
Okay.
Steve the father-in-law.
I was about to say, there's a lot of Steves.
Yeah. Steve the father-in-law. That they had been having bank robbers in Tyler already. And they believed it was a set of brothers, and they were stealing utility trucks and then robbing banks. Yeah. So they're stealing the vehicles, right?
Yeah.
Typical thing.
Yeah.
So he said a utility truck the day before had just been stolen. So that like the police and the FBI,
they're about to have a bank robbery.
Watch.
Yeah.
They're on the watch. Steve and his Tyler PD and his officers were actually in pursuit of a guy that they thought was one of their robbers who was driving a utility truck that had been reported stolen the same day that Peggy is robbing the bank.
Oh my God.
I know. So Steve and his officers were in pursuit of this guy who ditched the truck and takes off in the woods. And so they're on foot now, like trying to find this other bank robber. And Steve says he looks up and he can see all the tops of the trees moving like somebody's running through. And Steve's like, hey, that's him. That's our guy. Steve takes off. Full run, okay?
Oh, God.
He said he didn't know at the time, but his officers didn't follow him. So he's in pursuit by himself.
Come on, guys. They're like, no.
So, anyway, it's okay. Steve takes the guy down. His officers show up. They help him.
Because he's a badass.
Yeah, he is. And he takes the guy down, and they're hauling this guy to jail. And in the meantime, this is when the call for the robbery of Guarantee Bank comes in. And they're like, oh man, maybe this is the other guy. Maybe this is the other brother that we're looking for. So they don't know yet, right?
Yeah.
So the FBI takes off for Guarantee Bank. Tyler PD and the state troopers are all hauling ass to take this robber down.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Steve's contribution to my
good job, Steve.
to my story. So, but there were so many witnesses too, right? And she's driving an RV, so she's going to be easily spotted.
That's the worst getaway vehicle ever. Really is.
So they track her down on Highway 69, which is the main drag in Tyler. If you're familiar with our area, everything is off of 69. So she turns into like trying to evade the police because she knows like her minutes are numbered right now.
Yeah.
She turns into a community called Irish Meadows.
Okay.
So the police haul in after her and cops disperse onto the different streets and they're able to box her in. I know the end is near. So truth, to be said, like cops have no idea who's in this vehicle, right? They don't know. They don't know. And all the windows are covered with little purple curtains, by the way. So all the windows are covered so they can't see a thing. So they surround her, all of them bulletproof vests, guns drawn, demanding whoever to come out of the RV. Oh, no. But nobody comes out.
Oh no.
So, but get this, it's noted that a neighbor came out and is like filming the whole thing.
Of course.
I mean, first of all, it's going to be on all the body cams.
What year was this?
2005.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I know. Stay in your lane. Just watch from the window. They like filming from the front porch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in today's time, which is far off from 2005, but in today's time, I mean, anything pops off. That's the first thing everybody does is grab a phone. Pull your phone out.
Yeah.
Not to call 911 as you should.
Oh, right.
But to freaking record people.
Well, in their defense, 911 was already there.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But anyway, so minutes keep ticking by and they're like screaming, like, just come out. Yeah. You're surrounded. Make it easy on yourself. But nobody comes out.
Oh, no.
So what they conclude the last few minutes that, Peggy was in her RV is that she went to the back room where she had a .357 Magnum, but with hollow point bullets, which are the bad kind.
Yeah, they are. Do damage.
She had hidden underneath a pillow, but she didn't touch that. She pushed that one to the side, and instead she picked up a toy pistol. A toy.
Oh, Peggy.
Yes. And she said the toy pistol was to carry, or she didn't say this, but they assumed the toy pistol was to carry for anytime she needed it. If
like
she
a fake gun.
had to get aggressive with the teller.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she opened the door, her hands at her side, and the police officers who had surrounded, her, see this woman, an unassuming woman in a wide brimmed hat and about the age of their grandmothers.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are we looking at?
Yeah.
What are we looking at? And she said, you're going to have to kill me. That's what she said. And police are like, ma'am, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Like, please don't.
Yeah.
And she says, you mean to tell me if I come out of here with a gun and point it at y'all, you're not going to shoot me?
Oh, no.
And then again, several officers are like, please don't do that.
Yeah.
She raises her hand anyway with a toy pistol in it. 4 officers shot. All 4 bullets hit Peggy.
And it's horrible to put them through that.
Oh,
you know,
right.
The officers.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want to freaking shoot her.
And one of them did have to seek counseling.
I'm sure. They all probably should have.
Yeah. So she immediately falls to the ground, of course. She's been shot 4 times. And they said as she laid on the ground, they said she lifted her head, she pulled her sunglasses off her face, and then just passed away.
Ugh, and so sad.
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. It's so crazy to we cover these cases and to have somebody that you
you almost kind of root for.
Yeah. Right. I wanted her to go to Mexico.
I did too. I really did. But she, bless her heart, she didn't make it.
Dang it.
So, okay. So still the police still not knowing who's all in the RV. They throw in tear gas.
Yeah.
And once that's cleared out, then they go in and they check. And I want you to know that they assume her last minutes looked like this, that she sat at her kitchen table because there was still a cigarette lit.
Yeah, there was.
And that it was right at her feet was the bag of money that was covered in the red dye and her box of family photos.
Oh, gosh.
And her fishing pole leaned up against the wall. And anyway, yeah. So after they had the all clear, they found a little baggie of marijuana.
Yeah.
Because that's our girl.
Yeah.
And they found her purse, which contained $38 and her driver's license. Mm. So the FBI ran the records, and of course, it came back to Cowboy Bob.
Yeah.
So a call was made to Steve Powell, and they didn't reach him, but they left a message and said, "Hey, we got some news about your nemesis."
Yeah.
So when Powell called back, he said the first thing he said was, "Say it ain't so."
Oh.
And they said, "Yeah, we're sorry, but we killed Peggy Jo."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yep. So for the FBI, the biggest question was how many other banks that they felt that she may have been robbed.
Yeah.
Because was she robbing in the 60s when she was wild and free? Did she steal the truck to have a getaway vehicle? So they had all these questions that of course they'll never get answered. Mm-hmm. And they're like, why did she hit the same bank twice? That was another big question.
Yeah, that's a thing to me too.
Yeah. Why did she hit the same bank twice? And then knowing her favorite movie was the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, they robbed one train twice.
Yeah.
And they thought, was she just following after her idols? They just weren't sure. And that she changed everything about how she was robbing banks, right? She went in not as disguised as she should have been, using her voice and, not checking for the dye
she was
tag.
so much older, I think.
That's
at that
true.
point,
She was just rusty.
She was just,
She was rusty at the bank robbing thing.
And she might not have even cared. Really, if she got caught.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. But I hate that she did the, suicide by cop thing.
I did not see that coming.
Yes, I know. So, and of course, so now again, reporters are having a field day and they reached out to Peggy Jo's family again and they didn't have anything to say. I mean,
they didn't freaking know anything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. They're like, none of this makes sense, to us. And Pete said, had Peggy Jo needed money, she just needed to call me.
Right.
He would have helped her. So about 30 members of the Tallis family and a few of Peggy Jo's friends gathered at the Kaufman City Cemetery for a private burial service. In an impromptu eulogy, Michelle, her niece, told a story about Peggy Jo adopting a wounded duck at the marina and named her Bernice. One of Michelle's brothers read some scriptures and then said, I'm certain that in the few minutes leading up to her death, as she sat in the RV contemplating her fate, Peg was making peace with God. That's what her nephew said. There was a long silence. Michelle and her friend Karen covered their faces in their hands and they just cried.
Yeah.
And her brother Pete said, well, okay, I guess that's done. And he had to walk away because he was losing it too.
Yeah, I bet.
So unfortunately, the news didn't reach our girl Cherry. So yes,
Cherry.
She was living in Oklahoma with her family at the time, and she would call Pete to check in because she never knew where Peggy was when she was on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Pete had to break the news to her. And Cherry said, and this is a quote from Cherry. She said, there still isn't a night that goes by that I don't wake up and think about her. Sometimes I can't get over the sadness that she's gone, but then I think about her walking out of that bank, 60 years old, that bag full of money, and I have to say that she went out doing what she loved. We'll never understand it, but she was doing exactly what she loved. I wish I could write her a note and said, good for you, my sweet Peg, good for you. I know.
Oh my goodness.
I know. There have been numerous crimes that left the FBI scratching their heads, but Cowboy Bob literally blew their minds.
Yeah.
So how could this middle-aged cowboy pull off so many flawless bank robberies and continue to elude police and law enforcement? According to the FBI, she was one of the most unusual bank robbers of her generation, a modern-day Bonnie without the Clyde, who always worked alone, never using a partner to operate as her lookout or her drive a getaway car.
I like that. A modern day Bonnie without a Clyde. Mm-hmm. Who needs a Clyde?
I know. And that's Cowboy Bob.
Wow.
I know.
That is not
it's
at
heartbreaking.
all what I thought this was going to be. Because I kept seeing Cowboy Bob, and I was, I don't know,
Cowboy Babette.
And you started talking about a girl, and I was like, oh, this must be the wife or something.
It was not.
It was Cowboy Bob.
It was Cowboy Bob.
Cowboy Babette.
Cowboy Babette.
Man, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think I wish she would have went to Mexico.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We're going to love Peggy Jo through the whole thing.
Yeah.
She was a good-hearted person, right? But,
just a rebel.
Just couldn't find enough money to make life happen.
Right.
So, yeah.
She just loved robbing them banks.
I know. We don't ever root for a criminal, but I would have rooted for her.
She wasn't out to hurt anybody.
No, she just was. No, she wasn't.
She just wanted some money.
I know.
Still illegal.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway.
Wow, that's insane. Good case, Ashley.
Thank you. I'll have to give Jacob kudos to that one because, that was another thing. Jacob worked for Guarantee Bank at the time that this was going down. Now, he wasn't working for that location.
Oh,
but he worked for,
wow.
Yeah, he worked for Guarantee Bank when that all went down.
Oh, wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Well, good job.
Thank you.
Okay. You. Well, come back next Friday.
Come back next Friday when this,
Yeah.
For another episode. Megan's case. Yeah.
Yeah. That one I think will be a long one, but
maybe a two-parter.
I don't think a two-parter. I'll shove it in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So bring your popcorn like you did to this one.
Yeah.
But this is, oh my gosh. There's no movies or anything about her?
Actually, no, there is a movie, but I didn't watch it because it's Hollywood made. So I didn't want to mix fact and fiction.
Yeah, true.
So I haven't watched it.
I mean, the whole time we were going through this, I mean, that's like Hollywood movie type of stuff.
Oh,
that's insane.
There was one made.
Okay. Well, okay, guys. Well, come back next week. Follow us on all of our socials. Like, subscribe every time,
like, subscribe, and share.
Thank you. And if you have a case, I think we forgot to mention this in our last episode. If you have a case or a recommendation on a case or whatever, email us at inlawsincrime@gmail.com. We would love your recommendations and keep your head on a swivel.
It's okay.
I did it backwards.
We can edit that out.
Or not. I love leaving it in. Whoops. Megan here. Sorry, guys. The last few seconds of our outro got cut out. But we love y'all and keep your roots deep and your head on a swivel. Bye.